morning, I'm Bob Friedman of Friedman Ranzenhofer Attorneys. Welcome to the September 29th, 2020 edition of the Legal Survival Channel, today's legal news you can use. We have been providing updates on the various pandemic eviction moratoriums on our COVID-19 landlord legal survival page and on the Legal Survival Channel. New York Governor Cuomo yesterday announced the Tenant Safe Harbor Act will be extended until January 1st, 2021 to protect residential tenants from eviction if they are suffering financial hardship during the COVID-19 public health emergency. This is in addition to the moratoriums imposed by the CDC, HUD, the New York courts, and executive orders. The Act prohibits courts from evicting residential tenants who experience financial hardship for non-payment of rent that accrues or becomes due during the COVID-19 state of emergency. It applies to any unpaid rent accrued between March 7th and the yet-to-be-determined date on which all COVID-related restrictions on non-essential gatherings and businesses are lifted. The executive order also extends the protections of the Act to eviction warrants that existed prior to the start of the pandemic. Quote, as New York continues to fight the pandemic, we want to make sure New Yorkers who are still struggling financially will not be forced from their homes as a result of COVID, end quote, Governor Cuomo said. Quote, we are extending the protections of the Safe Harbor Act through January 1st because we want tenants to have fundamental stability in their lives as we recover from the crisis, end quote. Governor Cuomo first announced a moratorium on residential and commercial evictions on March 20th to ensure no tenant was evicted during the height of the public health emergency. The governor signed the Safe Harbor Act on June 30th, which became effective immediately, as well as additional legislation providing financial assistance to residential renters and landlords. Previous executive orders have prohibited charges or fees for late rent payments, and tenants facing financial hardship can still use their security deposit as payment and repay their security deposit over time. Earlier this month, the New York moratorium on COVID-related commercial evictions and foreclosures was extended by executive order until October 20th. This measure extends protections already in place for commercial tenants and mortgagors in recognition of the financial toll the pandemic has taken on business owners, including retail establishments and restaurants. The extension of this protection gives commercial tenants and mortgagors additional time to catch up on their rent or mortgage or renegotiate their lease terms. Also, on August 12, 2020, New York State Judge Lawrence Marks signed an administrative order mandating moratoriums on certain residential and commercial evictions. The CDC issued a nationwide order temporarily halting millions of potential evictions through December 31st, 2020. For protection under the order, each adult listed on the lease, rental agreement, or housing contract must provide a declaration form to the landlord stating that they meet the hardship criteria required by the order. HUD also extended an eviction ban on properties with mortgages backed by the FHA through December 31st, 2020. In conclusion, the landlord's ability to evict the tenant will depend on whether the property is commercial or residential, the eviction grounds are non-payment or holdover, the tenant is suffering financial hardship, the time period for which the rent was due, the particular court is accepting filings of the notice of petition and petition, and or the property mortgage is backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. For further information and future changes, see our COVID-19 Landlord Legal Survival page or call us at 716-542-5444.